Diva Dodgeball, shut up and take my money. Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of 10 years ago, your favourite series and mine. It's episode 77, as you can tell by the title down below. We're going to be looking at SummerSlam 2004. It's August the 15th, 2004, and we're live at the Air Canada Centre on Toronto, Ontario, Canada. Once again, know that. Wonder how many Americans can tell me the state that I live in. 17,640 weird, and weird again fans. We'll talk about why as we go through the show. On hand, RVD defeated Rene Dupree on Sunday Night Heat, which is nice for him. There are a few talking points. There's stuff that's happened between shows. We'll talk about that as we go along. Opening package parodies the 2004 Summer Olympics, which were in Athens, weren't they? Anyway, we'll get on with this one because we've got a lot to talk about. So in the opening contest, the Dudley Boyz, which is Bubba and Devon and Spike, defeating Paul London, Billy Kidman and Rey Mysterio in a decent opener. Spike here is the Cruiserweight champion. He defeated Rey Mysterio on the July 29th episode of SmackDown, while in turn, Kidman and London are the tag team champions. They are defeated the brothers even, for the tag belts on the July the 8th episode of SmackDown. Spike has turned heel en route to the title. He's bossing his brothers around a little bit. I like that. So, power of the Dudley Boyz, or two of them, versus the speed of the Cruiserweights. You know, so after a few nice moves, London is your Cruiserweight in peril. Classic tag team wrestling. Isolate one guy. Fast tags. Usual stuff. Kidman and Rey making the saves when they get covers. Hot tag to Rey, who gets two off a nice springboard leg drop, and then two off a nice Rana off the top. Hits a center on Bubba and a nice reverse DDT on Devon. Kidman tags in, gets two off a BK bomb. London springboards off of Kidman's back into a lovely somersault tope on the outside. Almost said toupe then. Yes, I did. Heart attack by Kidman and Rey. 619 for Spike. Shoots off press. Only gets two when Devon pulls Kidman out of the ring. A huge clothesline puts London down. Then Bubba tries to use a belt. Kidman fights him off but walks straight into a 3D on Spike, of course, to get the win. 8 minutes, 7 seconds. Okay opener. Decent tag match. Decent spots in there. Nothing special, per se. But, you know, 2 stars for me is the rating I will always give a generic tag match that works like this. And there it is, 2 stars. Next, Kane defeated Matt Hardy in a rubbish Death Us Do Part match. A what? A what? Oh, what? I hear you saying, because it's one of those, oh, what? A Death Us Do Part match? Yeah, winner marries Lita. Not, you know, not thingy. Not something I would want. I mean, she's already proven to Matt that she'll happily have sex with someone else, even if she's doing it for the right reasons. You know, oh, dear me. Yeah, you can't trust her, all that. Right? I mean, this match is wank. Let me tell you, most of my notes in this one concern one sign that I spot. This is one of those times where the OSW guys have got me trumped, because I would love to be able to show you the sign that I want to talk about. But it's basically, someone has got a Decepticons sign. And for me, as someone who has a Decepticons tattoo, I don't know if you can see that tattoo, yeah, I am a very, very firm Decepticons fan. Alright, it's one of those things that makes me smile. This is because look, I'm going to SummerSlam and I've got decent seats. I'm going to be on the hard camera side, so it's more than likely my sign will be seen on screen, right? So it's one of those, right, I could talk about, you know, my favourite wrestler, no. I could do a sign for my favourite sports team, my local sports team, no. My sign is going to be a very well painted, it must be added, excuse me, Decepticons logo, and it just makes me chuckle. King says that this match is like a soap opera, but it's real. Dear Christ. Lisa has to dress, she has a dress on, a long flowing dress on, to signify that she's pregnant. You know, she's demon spawn and all that. Oh dear me. The crowd are as uninterested in this match as well as I am. Some okay stuff, then there's a tornado DDT by Matt, a twist of fate on the outside. Matt even used a ring bell, but a huge choke slam off the top rope, a staggering, and this was why its rating should be, I think, is very, very fair. 6 minutes this match lasts, and it gets the win. Yeah, length makes it feel like a Raw match. The crowd make it feel like a Raw match. The spots involved and the general rushed feel of it make it feel like a Raw match. If you want to give it 1 star, be my guest. I'm not that nice, and I'm not going to. Oh, dear me. Match number 2 that's shit in a row. John Cena defeating Booker T in a rubbish match. This match is a first match in a best of 5 series. Winner gets the United States champion. Hang on a second, Mark, but John Cena's the United States champion. No. Booker T won the title after Kurt Angle stripped John Cena. Remember Kurt Angle was the general manager? He stripped John Cena on the 8th of July episode of SmackDown. And then because Cena had attacked Angle, that's right. Yeah, 2 weeks later, 8-man elimination match. Booker T wins that match. Best of 5 series worked with the Booker and Benoit series back in WCW. I guess they're trying to give John Cena the rub or something here. I don't know. Throwback neck break by Cena is nice. Booker controls until he misses an axe kick. Cena comeback release for an FU for the win. There are my notes. 6 minutes, 26 seconds. Nothing match. Crowd just don't care in the slightest. SmackDown match. It is a match you would see on SmackDown. The thing is, it's not even as good, I don't think. This is rubbish. Absolute straight up rubbish. In the back, Bischoff talks to the new SmackDown general manager. It's Teddy Long. And an interesting bit, especially with the benefit of hindsight as we have now, yeah, Bischoff rips on Teddy because of how many general managers SmackDown has had in the 2 years it's been going. Yeah, they've had general managers up until this point, yeah? And of course, Teddy Long would be manager for years and years and, well, years. So, yeah, that's an interesting one. And then we get an advert for the Diva Dodgeball that's coming up later on tonight. Woo! King suggests that he should marry the winner. You know, there's nothing to say there, is it? Edge defeating Chris Jericho and Batista in a weird match to retain the Intercontinental. Now, what do you say? What do you mean, Mark? Weird. Well, let me tell you. Said before, I prefer Batista's old music. They're the one that didn't have the lyrics on it. I think that's better music, just me. Batista had KO'd both Jericho and Edge in the build-up to this one. And, of course, you've got the interesting dynamic. Of course, you've got 2 babyfaces and 1 heel. Triple threat matches, well, Wrestling 101, we haven't said it for a while. Wrestling 101 dictates that the best triple threat matches are 2 heels, 1 babyface, and the reason for that is it's nice and simple. It means that the babyface looks better when he wins the match. He's beaten 2 guys instead of 1. It's that, you know, he's defied the odds and all that. 2 babyfaces means that the fans have to choose between one or the other. They will support one over the other and will support that one throughout the match as a rule. That's just how it works. So, the reason this match is weird is because the match is taking place, or the show is taking place, in Toronto. And of course, that means that this is Edge's hometown. What's weird, and it's very, very odd, is that within minutes of this match starting, the entire crowd turns on Edge completely and utterly and ruthlessly and mercilessly turn on Edge, all right? They want no part of Edge whatsoever, okay? They cheer, they boo everything he does. They cheer everything that the other 2 do, including Batista. And my God, they really get behind Jericho. I mean, I really think it's something that I've said before, and that Edge's comeback, he's done nothing at all to change his character. So he's the same person that he played for 2 years, didn't he? Between 2001 and 2003. He's boring. There's no, even though he's our hometown boy, there's no real reason to get behind him. For example, the Walls get a monster pop. Edge gets a DDT to big boos. Jericho saves Batista from a spear, but gets a spine buster for his troubles, and that means a huge Y2J chant goes up, and the commentators are an utter loss. They have to acknowledge it because it's so loud, and they can't understand why he's cheering for Jericho and Edge. Jericho dropkicks Batista off the apron with a springboard dropkick, but then eats a spear. That gets the win. 8 minutes and 25 seconds, and it's silence. It's not even boo, Edge won. It's just silence. It's very, 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 very weird. It's crazy. Match wasn't very good either. There's no storyline, there's nothing memorable, no sequences, nothing good at all. It's once again, and I'm sorry to sound like a stuck record, but for the third match in a row, it just sounds like something that should be on Raw, not on a pay-per-view. Okay, so, but don't worry, it's all good from here on in. So, Kurt Angle defeated Eddie Guerrero in a good match. So, yay, Angle's back in the ring. He was ditched as general manager when he interfered in a title rematch between JBL and Eddie Guerrero, the match taking place inside a steel cage, and some guy called El Gran Luchador interfered in the match, costing Eddie the match. Eddie managed to grab hold of El Gran Luchador, pull off this mask that he's wearing, and oh look, it's Kurt Angle. Now Kurt Angle has been saying for months that he can't walk, that he's got a broken leg, and it was all fake, so Vince McMahon fired him as general manager. He also made it Eddie versus Kurt at SummerSlam. Kurt had his return match with Charlie Haas. Bear in mind, he's been out of action for quite a few months and looked like he hadn't missed a step in the slightest. Looked like he'd never gone away. Absolutely fantastic. Yeah, Kurt is vexed about his loss at WrestleMania and how Eddie has to cheat to win his matches. And why not, eh? Why not? I've just pressed down far too many times. Some lovely mat wrestling leads to Eddie locking on an ankle lock. Why not? That gets a big pop. Angle escapes and hits the Angle Slam, then wants an ankle lock of his own. Eddie counters in one of his own, so they both have ankle locks on at the same time. That's all good. They escape. Luther Reigns hits a cheap shot on Eddie while the ref's back is turned, so Eddie puts on another ankle lock. Chop battle, and Angle leads, and Angle goes for the leg as Eddie is bleeding from the nose. Eddie wants a cross-arm breaker, but Kurt escapes and goes straight back to the leg and then to the neck. Eddie with a jawbreaker to escape and then hits his own Angle Slam just because he can. How's that sound? Slugfest leads to the Three Amigos. Eddie goes up top, but Kurt comes back with a running superplex. Eddie's boot has either come undone or has been loosened, a la what happened at WrestleMania. I'm sure that won't come into it in the slightest. Angle Slam is countered into a really, really nice DT. Up goes Eddie again, but the frog splash misses. Angle Slam gets two for Kurt. He goes back to the ankle, and the boot comes off, meaning that Eddie crashes into the referee. He gets his boot, uses it, all the while limping like a boss, and then plays dead when the referee comes to. He goes up top, gets two off a frog splash. Eddie argues with the ref, which leaves him wide open for another ankle lock, and that gets the submission win at 13 minutes and 37 seconds. I gave their match at WrestleMania 4 stars. Thoroughly enjoyed it. And this, while good, just wasn't as good. I gave this one 3 stars. I'm willing to give it that much. But I mean, it's weird because this is another weird match because these two quite clearly don't like each other. So you're expecting a brawl, you're expecting weapons maybe, yada yada yada. Instead, they gave us a technical masterclass. And you just sat there going, but I don't want to see you two have a technical masterclass. I've got no problems with it per se, and I'm going to enjoy the match, but I want to see these two really beat the shit out of each other, and they just don't. Does that make sense? I hope it does. I didn't enjoy it after. Well, I wouldn't say half. If it was half, it'd be 2 stars. I didn't enjoy it as much as their WrestleMania match. I still enjoyed it though. Next, Triple H defeating Eugene in a match. So Eugene was getting very popular, as I said on my Vengeance review, and he was made a member of Evolution, and he was played like a fiddle, as we say, and he hit Hunter with a chair, accidentally, admittedly, at Vengeance, and cost Triple H the match with Chris Benoit. Now, on the 26th of July episode of Raw, there was an Iron Man match between Triple H and Chris Benoit at 3 falls apiece, and with about 2 minutes left to go, Eugene comes out and hits Triple H with a chair again, this time on purpose, and this time it meant that Benoit won the match 4 falls to 3. Hunter battered Eugene's mentor, William Regal, in revenge for this, and then Bischoff made this match. Interesting dynamic, of course, in this one, because even with our incredible ability to suspend our disbelief, as we do as wrestling fans, you just cannot see Hunter losing to Eugene. You just can't see it. Anyway, crowd turns on Eugene at the moment of the bell. Babyface Eugene, the moment the bell goes, boo, fuck you. There's a guy in the second row with a Eugene sucks sign, which is funny. Hunter uses Lillian as a shield and then shoves her down. She goes down very, very, very gently, but of course sells it like she's been hit with a cannon. Spanish table gets prepped. That gets a pop. Hunter looks like he can suplex Eugene from the ring through the table, but Eugene counters into a suplex of his own. He does 10 punches to boos. Triple H does an Irish whip, and his knee blows out the referee, throws up the dreaded X sign, and of course Hunter fucking clobbers Eugene from behind. I don't know about you guys, but I don't like this because when someone throws up the X, it should only be for a legitimate injury, because it means when someone will throw up an X and it means that someone's legitimately injured. Because we've seen stuff like this, we don't believe it, and that's not a good thing. All right, how's that sound? Anyway, the crowd, though, don't agree with me on this one. They think that Triple H is the cleverest guy in the world, and a giant Triple H chant breaks out. That's followed by an even louder Eugene sucks chant. Happy days. Hunter works the back with a pair of backbreakers. Guess he still thinks he's facing Shawn Michaels. Ha ha ha. Rock bottom, people's elbow is counted in to say it with me, say it loud, and say it proud. Big deep breath. The quad ripping spine buster of doom! Main event sleeper leads to Eugene countering a pedigree and hulking up to big boos. Stunner finally gets a reaction. Out comes Flair to big woos. Big boot on a leg drop going to get 2 for Eugene, who takes out Flair. Pedigree is again counted into a catapult, and a pedigree of his own by Eugene. Flair puts the boot on the rope, and Eugene is convinced that he's won the match. Absolutely convinced. Another Flair distraction leads to the ref throwing him out, and here's Regal with brass knucks, and the power of the punch on Ric Flair gets a massive pop. But unfortunately, Eugene is too busy watching this and is distracted and is wide open for the pedigree, which gets the win. And I don't have a time for that, I'm afraid. What time was that at? Let's ask Wikipedia, because it never lies to me. Not that any of you care, it makes any difference at all. 14 minutes and 6 seconds. As a match, it was pretty damn crap. The crowd made me smile. It's 1.5. If you want to go 2 stars, go for it, but it's nothing more than that. And it's one of those, look, now, can Eugene please go away, even if it's just for a bit? Diva Dodgeball. Diva Dodgeball. The film Dodgeball came out in 2004. We've all seen it. If you can avoid a ball, you can mention it. If you can avoid a wrench, you can avoid a ball or something like that. So I guess they're trying to capitalise on the popularity of this. So it's Team Dream, seriously, which is the Diva Search Girls, versus Team Diva. Oh my god, this friend is fucking terrible. Put it on Raw, please. I don't want to see this on a pay-per-view that's cost me a lot of money. Diva Search Girls win, which is good. I don't know, by the way, if this is worked or if this is real. I mean, I don't care. Really, I don't, but I don't know, if you're wondering. If you, just in case there's anyone who's wondering, is this one right? I don't know. Point is, right, the only good thing you can take out of this, right, is that Trish and Victoria start brawling after the Divas have lost, right? They will have a match at Unforgiven next month. So there is a reason for this, I guess. But yeah, if you feel that you absolutely have to put this on the SummerSlam, put it on the heat beforehand, please. This was shit in all kinds of ways. I would much rather have had another match in this. But yeah, fuck off, not interested. JBL defeating The Undertaker in a surprisingly good match to retain the WWE Championship. Another match has no build-up video, but well, what the hell. JBL had called out Undertaker after retaining the championship against Eddie Guerrero, and a midget Taker came out, and then much hilarity, of course. The real Undertaker showed up. He cut a truly magnificent promo, genuinely, 3-word promo, 3 words, direct to the point. The 3 words, you, me, SummerSlam. There we go. Happy days. JBL has his new flunky, Orlando Jordan, with him, playing the Virgil role, seeing as, JBL is just a rehash version of the $1 Million Man, really, isn't he? And I've lost my place. So, this is one of those matches. I've got a little rant here written down, but I'll try and simplify it. It's one of those matches where I almost want to call it a foregone conclusion match, because we know who's going to win this match. We, as fans, know that Undertaker is winning this match. Okay, they got the belt off Eddie, they felt they had to get it off him, and rah, but then, now, it's time for someone, I don't know, who deserves the belt, or someone you think of as a main eventer and not JBL, don't you? It's time for the pay-per-view, for the belt to come back home. So, you bought this pay-per-view for the same reason that I bought this pay-per-view, because we want to see JBL get battered, don't we? Nice and simple. No mention of Bradshaw's past as part of the Acolytes and part of the Undertaker's ministry. It's one of those, look, I understand it, and I expect that they wouldn't be there. But at the same time, if I was a commentator, and look, once upon a time I was a commentator, that's the type of thing that I would say, right? So, Taker starts on the left arm. Surely the right arm would be better, because that's the one he gets the clothesline from hell with, but whatever. Cole says that Bradshaw has been studying tapes of The Undertaker. Now, surely that would be a perfect time to mention, look, this guy has history with... No, never mind. Taker with Old School and a flatline of all things get 2 for the dead man. Horrible triangle choke. Jordan tries to interfere, but is booted off the apron. The distraction allows JBL to take control, wrapping the knee around the ring post and then hitting you with a chair while Jordan distracts the referee. So, you have an interesting thing here, because you've got, the commentators mention... I should have said this. The commentators mentioned that JBL's left arm is injured. All right, so you've got injured body part there, and JBL's now working Taker's leg. So if they can just sell it, we have ourselves a good match. Hooray! Taker does just that though. He sells the leg like a champion, and then thingy. He's dropped knee first onto the ring steps and limps around the ring. That is fantastic. Knee breaker in the ring by Bradshaw, is all good. What do these weird crowds do? Yeah, they start a Mexican wave as this is going on. And he started going, no, just don't be doing that. Knee bar as the wave continues to the point where Taz has to actually acknowledge it on commentary. Taker counters into a shit-looking half crab, then a rolling knee bar. Taker sets up Bradshaw on the apron and drives an elbow into the face, limping all the time. The crowd, though, what do they chant? Oh, they chant Spanish table. Because they had been prepped. You saw it at the start get prepped. Sorry, you saw Triple H prep it, didn't you? It's there, it's all prepped and ready to go. Crowd want a Spanish table bump, you know? Taker hits a leg drop, superplex gets 2, wedgie bomb is countered, and Bradshaw goes back to the leg with a spinning toe hold. But Taker, while he's down it, tries to chokeslam. And in one of those nice little things, I like this, Bradshaw kicks the leg out of his leg. Why the fuck not? But he still eats a spine buster because Taker's invincible and all that. Taker tries to get a chokeslam. Bradshaw, I've done that one. This is really cool. Taker puts Bradshaw in the corner and then hits 2 running clotheslines. Both times he skips across the ring because the legs hurt him so much. Like this. It's so unexpected. That's one of the reasons why I'm liking this so much. It's so unexpected out of the dead man. You don't see selling like this from the dead man. He does do ground and pound and does do the technological stuff. Does that work? Technical stuff? Meh. But he never sells it. And here he's selling it so nicely. It's great. Snake eyes and then a clothesline from hell by Undertaker. Why not? Chokeslam gets 2. Taker sells the knee as he goes for the cover, which gets 2. Jordan gets the apron, Taker gets rid, but it's wide open from a clothesline from hell by Bradshaw, which also gets 2. Ref gets bumped, both men hits big boots to the double count. To the double KO, sorry. I don't know why I said count out there. Belt shot by Bradshaw. Jordan uses the ref's hand to make a 2 count as Taker still kicks out. Is it bad that I like that? It's kind of like the over the edge 98 finish, but they kicked out, so he still kicked out. I like that. Another clothesline from hell. Wedgie bomb gets out of the corner, gets 2 from the recovering referee. Taker then uses the belt like a fucking idiot and gets disqualified at 17 minutes and 38 seconds. And then this is a bit you probably remember if you don't remember the match, Taker absolutely obliterates JBL afterwards, busts him open, and then chokeslams him through the roof of his own limo. Why the hell not, right? I don't think people will agree with me on this one, but there was some botchiness, there was some sloppy stuff, but I really enjoyed this match. I think the reasons being there's twofold, right? Firstly, is that Undertaker's selling, like I've just mentioned, was absolutely spot on. The whole match, he limped to the back afterwards, brilliant. But the second one is that my expectations for this match were so bloody low that it was, 3-star match. I'm happy to go. Okay, let's have a quick drink and then we'll go to the main event. It's all good. So, Randy Orton defeating Chris Benoit in an alright match to win the World Heavyweight Championship. So, Orton lost the Intercontinental Championship to Edge at Vengeance, as we all know. 2 weeks after that, he won a 20-man Battle Royal to become the #1 contender. So, 2 weeks after that, we're here, and he wins the championship. That's crazy. Many of us at the time questioned this. While the Legend Killer gimmick is working and it's good and it's, you know, it's all that jazz, I still think there's mileage left in the tank, and at least surely a rematch with Edge would be the better match here. Hindsight's a wonderful thing. Hindsight has proven something that we all thought at the time, which is, no, you wait till WrestleMania for him to get the championship, and he needs to get it back off Hunter. You know, that's the way that this should surely work, but no, that would be daft. Hey, I don't book the matches at the end of the day. So, rather predictably, we get a "You Screwed Brett" chant from the Canadians. Benoit controls on the mat, out wrestling the youngster, focusing on the left arm. Benoit wants the sharpshooter, which Orton counters into one of his own, which is all nice. And that gets big boost. Great way to get some simple heel heat. You know, the sharpshooter is a traditionally Canadian move, so, you know, nice little count on that. Benoit knows how to counter his own crossface, though, and counters that. And then, when Orton's trying to crawl into the ropes, Benoit must be out of the corner of his eye, spots it, and sort of rolls down into a crippler crossface. That's really nice. Orton counters, then whips Benoit into the ring post on the outside. Both men sell the arm, then Orton puts a lovely armbar, so Benoit gets angry about this and chops the fuck out of him. Benoit is slingshotted onto the ropes. Orton follows out, and Benoit hits a DDT on the apron, which not only do the crowd, there's a pop, but it's not very big, but the announcers, the commentators criminally underrate this. I always said when I was a commentator, if I saw a move done on the apron, I always put it over as being worse than the standard move. It's that there's not as much give there, there's no spring there, you're doing it on the hardest. That's the thing I always used to say. The apron's the hardest part of the ring. Jim Ross says that to some degree, but there's not much conviction in it. This should be a devastating maneuver, and it just isn't. It doesn't feel like it in the slightest. Benoit follows that up with a baseball slide and then hits a suicide dive that's so nasty. Orton moves out of the way, and Benoit just goes face first into the guardrail. And then the replays that they show of the other angles make it look even worse. It's horrible. It's not like it's a botch or anything. He's face first into the guardrail. Looks nasty. Orton with that nice gut-wrench backbreaker that he used to do. Crowd pop more for that than they did for the apron DDT. Isn't that strange? Weird crowd. Benoit gets a knockdown and a flapjack. Orton blocks a German suplex, so Benoit, calm as light, turns it into a Northern Lights suplex. Why not? Orton goes up top, gets two off a cross body. Benoit tried to roll through it, yeah? But Benoit put the brakes on. Sorry, Orton put the brakes on. That's a lovely little touch. I really like that. Orton wants the RKO, but it's countered. Sharpshooter is also countered. German by Benoit, then a sharpshooter. But Orton gets to the ropes. Rolling Germans. 6 of them by Benoit. Then the diving headbutt hits Orton's feet. And in fact, Orton gets his feet up. So the soles of his feet are like this. And Benoit's face comes down right on top. That's nasty. Crossface. Orton escapes. And here's the strange bit. At 20 minutes and 10 seconds, hits one RKO and gets a clean as a sheet win. And you're just going, well, I didn't see that coming. Even though I've seen it, even though I've seen this match before, of course, watched it live on the night, it just feels odd. This match feels, even though it goes 20 minutes, even though it goes that long, it feels like it's at least 5 minutes too short, maybe even 10 minutes. You're just starting to get into a finisher's sequence, and then one RKO clean as a sheet. Like I say, just one. I understand that the RKO is meant to be, it's out of nowhere. I get that, I really do. But I just felt like there was something missing. You know, Benoit, after putting Orton over clean as a sheet, comes back to the ring and sticks his hand out, shouting, "Be a man! Be a man!" Essentially forcing him to shake his hand. Doesn't need to do that. You just lost clean as a sheet in the middle of the ring. You don't need to do that, but he still did. Watch this show in one sitting. That, for me, is so rare. Goddamn, WCW shows take me a week to watch. I watched this today in one. I sat down. Done, all of it. Crowd were odd, like really strange, and I can understand if people have reviewed this and been critical because of that. I do, really do. 3 good matches, 3 poor matches, a good opener, and the truly shocking Diva Dodgeball segment. I think that 6 out of 10 is too low. I think 7 out of 10 is too high. So, because of that, and if nothing else, because I'm a nice guy, 6.5 out of 10. Now, interestingly, next up, we're doing, that's very gassy. Next up, we're doing Unforgiven 2004, and here is where I'm a bit blagged, because Vengeance, the last show before SummerSlam, was a Raw pay-per-view, and Unforgiven is also a Raw pay-per-view. I don't know what's going on there. I'm sure we'll find out next month. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, what did you think of SummerSlam 2004? I would love to know what you thought down below. If you haven't already and you're watching one of my vids for the first time, please hit that subscribe button for more awesome content. Leave me a lovely comment down below. Please check out my Facebook page. Follow me on Twitter if you so desire. I have been Mark P. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all very, very soon. Rush hour, no emergency vehicles. Isn't that strange? No, not getting one today, guys. Take it easy.